Welcome back. Well, losing a loved one is never easy.
No, especially when a type of addiction is involved. Ellen and Lowell Menega join us now. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is definitely something very personal for you two.
Yes, it is.
Tell us why. Tell us about that.
Well, our son Rob died on June 26th of 2017. This is him and his niece. That is not his, but he died of a acrylfentanyl overdose. He was actually murdered. It was charged as a drug-induced homicide. And Rob had started experimenting with drugs when he was about 15, a little bit, but he went on to go to grad school at Marquette University. He was a lawyer and practiced 14 cases a day in the federal courthouse. In 2015, we found him homeless, living in his car, and found out that he was a heroin addict, and brought him Champaign. He was in outpatient treatment and was receiving treatment. And then the morning of June 26th, we found him dead in our home.
So you're wearing shirts now that say Rob's Odyssey. So tell us about what you're trying to do now. We're
trying to save lives is our biggest mission, either through addiction and through the CU Men's Shelter, where any money we raise goes directly to the CU Men's Shelter. Since we found Rob homeless, that's very important to us. Yeah. We're trying to educate about addiction. That's the purpose of our speech, as we've spoken all over Champaign and Piatt County at schools and churches. And we're trying to help people understand that Rob was a middle-class child with educated parents, raised in a Christian home, and that addiction knows no boundaries. It's in every family.
And Lowell, what does it mean to you to be able to spread this message of, education about addiction and just saving other lives?
I think the main thing there is just trying to help other people. We have been on this addiction trail, if you will, for 20 years. And generally, there's a stigma that's attached to it. And generally, people that start that road, they started alone. And what we're hoping to do is talk to people and to help them down that path so that they don't have to experience the same things that we have.
Absolutely. And so how do you plan to do this? What are your goals?
Our goals are we're willing to speak to any group that'll have us. We're having 2 programs at our church, at Faith United Methodist Church at 1719 South Prospect in Champaign. One is October 14th at 10:30 in the morning in our Worship and Life Center. The second one is October 28th at 4 p.m. in our South Sanctuary. And so, but we're also speaking out at Prairie Ogden Middle School, and we're willing to speak any place that'll have us.
And you guys are also on social media, correct?
Right, correct. Right. We have a Facebook page entitled Rob's Odyssey. There is a donate button on there that people can go to, and there's also the address of our church where they can just mail a check to CU Men's Shelter, and then in the memo just put Rob's Odyssey.
Absolutely. So this is important because you mentioned addiction really does know no boundaries. Do you believe this affects a lot more people than maybe the community realizes?
I think absolutely.
Absolutely it does. And I kind of relate it to, I'm a Vietnam vet, and I've always been saddened when I would look and see those 58,000+ dog tags hanging from a ceiling. And that was over about a 2-decade period. Well, in the past 2 years, 134,000 people have died from opioid overdoses. And you can just visualize 134,000 toe tags hanging from a ceiling.
Wow. Great way to put it.
It's a powerful image.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you both for being here today. I really appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Both, and thank you for serving your country.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back, you guys, with more of The Morning Show.